Hello, 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 everybody. It looks like I am live, so I'm just going to give it a minute. My computer's actually doing weird stuff, and it's a little frustrating because it's actually a fairly new computer, but my screen keeps glitching, and then it just goes black, and I have to do a hard boot and all that stuff. So I'm going to give it just a second, and then I'm just going to give a bit of an update for the CBD oils that I started last Monday, and I've just been diving in so deeply to learning about these CBD oils and everything, and it's amazing. It's just amazing, and it's so interesting that it's been it got put to the side when it got lumped in with the illegal marijuana industry and THC and stuff, and yet it's helping so many people. And I really have a lot of information I could share. I'm actually going to do a talk on my business page on Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock CS Central Standard Time to talk about why CBD oils are not all created equally. Hello, Terry. And some more information, and I'm going to be actually having some people come and start doing some videos with me over there. And one of the reasons is I can definitely talk and stuff like that, but one of the side effects of long-term struggling with pain is I have a lot, and I'm at an age where I'm kind of in menopause and everything. I have a very low memory right now. I don't remember things, and I'll go to say something and I don't want to get the information wrong, and I don't want to be giving out anything incorrectly, but there is a big difference as to how they're extracted. The quality of the hemp matters. I've been reading and learning a lot about some of the hemp comes from overseas, and it really is, like I've used this word before, it's like a crapshoot as to what's in it. If it's extracted with heat, they use chemicals and solvents for that. So you'll have that to concern yourself with. The lack of consistency is what I was finding when I was trying stuff from the dispensaries in the last year. And, long before even I had my back surgery in 2013, I used to say, oh my God, the holidays I could take on the money I've spent trying to deal with pain and insomnia and everything else, because the original pain started for me in, I guess it was 1988 when they found the fractures in my spine, and it just got progressively worse. And so I've been, putting a smile on my face for a lot of years when it really didn't feel like being there. So I'm very excited, but I want to tell you that I got my CBD order last Monday, so today is Sunday. I got the first one, and then I got the rest of it on, I believe it was Thursday morning or something, and I got really excited, and I did a bit of a video then, because I went to sleep without a sleeping pill, and I wasn't sure if that was going to go very well. And not only did I sleep, I slept for 8 hours. Like I just don't even remember the last time that happened. So I have not had a sleeping pill since these got, hey, Robert, I haven't had a sleeping pill since I got the oils last week. I've been getting some other responses. One is my mood is elevated, which I jokingly say is good for everybody. I actually live a very quiet life, so it's not that a lot of people actually see me, and part of it is they don't see me because I don't go out because I really don't feel good, and when I do go out, I don't really take it with me. I don't go into this big long diatribe every time I see somebody. I'm not feeling well or anything like that. I just put my good old Diane smile on, and that's kind of what I do. And it doesn't mean, and I've really learned, especially since I started coaching, having a smile on a person's face isn't indicative that they actually are happy or feel good. Because sometimes I get out, it takes my mind off to go out and see people. So I actually did a little chart here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've been learning about the CBD oils, what they help, and it's actually just unbelievable. And so I'm going to go over some information with you guys, but my own experience so far is, I was telling you guys the other day, I got after I had this thyroid surgery last year, which basically is parathyroid. And what happens when you have a parathyroid problem is, first of all, they in the research I did, about, I think it was up to 80% of people are misdiagnosed with fibromyalgia that actually have a thyroid problem. So that was stunning to me. And I had indications in my blood for a minimum of 10 years, because it was from when I had my first breast cancer. They started looking at my blood, and my calcium was really high. And it was ridiculously elevated. Like it should be in the, I can't remember what the numbers were, but they were off the charts. And what it was the calcium is going into my bloodstream and it's not going to my bones. So it has that twofer effect, because what happens is, hey, Nancy, you're not getting calcium to your bones, and I couldn't supplement with calcium because it was so high, and it causes inflammation, and then inflammation is painful. So that's the twofer. It really was getting crazy. And when they finally said, well, maybe we should look at your thyroid, I was like, yeah, let's look at my thyroid. Well, when I had my thyroid surgery, hi ladies, hi Luciana, and hi Phyllis. The surgeon actually called me at home on a Sunday. I talked about this last year when it happened. And I was like, oh my God, why is a surgeon calling me at home on a Sunday after I had my surgery? And she said, I have to see how you're doing. And I said, oh, that's so kind of you. And she said, well, no, it's a little bit more than that, because she said, I've done over, I believe it was around 1,500 of these surgeries. And she said, usually when I remove these, they're the size of a sesame seed on the thyroid, the parathyroid. So the parathyroid looks like a little butterfly in your neck. And what happens when the parathyroid is overactive, the calcium spews out into your blood and goes past your bones. So in addition, you're affecting your organs. She couldn't believe I'd never had kidney stones or anything like that. She was just stunned. She said, so usually these are the size of a sesame seed. And she said, and yours was larger than my fingertip. Like it was larger than my small pinky. And so she said, I don't even know how you're going to feel after this, because it's so rare. She said, I think I've taken about 6 lumps or whatever they call them off people that are that large, and that's in way over 1,000 surgeries. So it was really disappointing in one way. I was frustrated with the medical community, because I was always talking about, why is my calcium so high? And they were giving me injections that I was going for prescription injections. And I'd sit at the hospital for 3 hours at a time and to try to get the calcium to go in my bones and all of this stuff. And it's so interesting, because when they found the thyroid lump, the parathyroid, and I started doing the research, it was like, I had all the symptoms that were common for this. So even though I have a fabulous doctor, I'm not going to lie, I was frustrated. He was very frustrated with himself that he didn't catch that. But what happened is the pain that I was having before actually got worse. It went into other parts of my body. It went into my arms. It went into I've always had tense shoulders in my neck because my back hurts. But I never had pain in my arms. Like I had pain in my arms last fall over Christmas. I literally would go to lift my arm up, and sometimes I thought, what does it feel like for somebody to move a body part with a broken bone? Because that's how excruciating it was. I would get tears in my eyes, reaching into my cupboards and stuff. And since I went on the CBD oils last week, between the CBD oils and the rub, like the other day, I could actually put my arm behind my back, and I was like, I didn't even notice. I'm like, oh my God, my arm didn't hurt when I did that. So that's just in a matter of days. So I'm really excited to be on this journey, and for however long, in terms of taking these. What I do think, and I'm hoping, because I think people that are taking these and you're going to be on them, is over time, when your body starts to reorganize itself, the inflammation starts to go down, you start sleeping, so your mental and emotional body is better, you will be able to take less and less of it. Because I'm on a fairly high dose, and I'm not going to lie, it's not inexpensive. However, the company that I'm getting them from, their prices are very, very, very good. And very good, because I've been looking at this and buying them for about a year. And in a year, I never had this. I tried the CBD oils. I tried capsules, up to $6 a capsule. I tried edibles. I tried smoking. I was like, and I don't want to be high all the time, and I don't want the THC. THC actually really activates my mind and makes me kind of hyper, so it does nothing for sleep. So that wasn't assisting me. So I want to tell you, though, that I haven't had a sleeping pill. And, my arms are sore, but I've been using the rubs on it, and I've been sleeping. So the pain it's not waking me up. And I also had a lot of pain in my legs. And what I've noticed, and I was noticing yesterday in particular, I was like, my legs don't hurt. My legs don't hurt. Like, I was like, wow, I was like, I don't even remember the last time I noticed. It's so much like, it's really the opposite for me. It's like, and I have a potty mouth, so I can swear a lot about a lot of things. So I do want to tell you that so far for me, it's really, really coming along nicely. I've had people reaching out to me every day. I've had people jump in, grab their free account. I've had people that are ordering, they're writing and asking me, Diane, how much should I try and stuff. It's going to be a process. You have to try different things. Because I looked at the dosing charts and because of the level of pain that I've in, I looked at I kind of wrote, I had they found the fractures in my back in, I believe, 1987 or 88. I had breast cancer in 2007 and 2009. That's what they kept saying to me. Oh, the calcium's just high from the breast cancer. And when I went to my doctor in 2016, well, I've been going, and they were saying, Diane, it's just and I said, the breast cancer is so 2009 ago. That's actually what I said to him. This isn't the problem. I had pain before I had breast cancer. This isn't the problem. And then my doctor left Swift Current. And so I went to a new one, 2, 3, actually. I haven't liked any of them yet. And they told me at Christmas time just to come to peace with going on opioids and either live with the side effects of the opioids or live with the pain. But I really needed to just come to terms with one of those two things. I can tell you, I'm listening to a video today from a gentleman. His name is Phil Blair. He has a YouTube video called, oops, that's not it. It's called Blocking Addiction with CBD. His name is Philip Blair. It's a YouTube video. I can put the link up afterwards. He says that right now, approximately 1 in 15 one person is dying from opioids every 15 minutes in the United States. Opioids is a $450 billion problem. What do you need to know about that? There's a gentleman, it's on the website, on the front page of my website, and there's a gentleman, he's Dr. Gupta, and a lot of people would recognize him from CNN, and he actually apologized for his role in not looking further into the CBD oils, and his comment in the video, I'll see if I can find it in front of me right now. I think it's right here. His comment in the video was, anyways, it's something along the lines, I apologize for my role in this, and this has been kept from us for at least 70 years, the value of the CBD oil. And what they did is they blocked it into the illegal cannabis industry, and they also did not want large productions of hemp because there's some people on the earth that they wanted the process of deforestation and printing money and stuff like that. So those are completely other things. I don't even know where I am to go back to my video. Hi, Art. Hi, Randy. So noticing, right away, like this was something I couldn't do last week without squinching my face. It's not to say this doesn't hurt a little bit, but it doesn't bring immediate tears to my eyes, and I don't feel like my arm is broken. I broke my arm, so I broke my few things in my body over the years. So I wrote on this thing here, like these are just some of the things like anxiety, chronic pain, depression, cancer, insomnia, reduces inflammation, seizures and convulsions, bone growth. That's something they've told me when I had my test last year. They were like, we don't know how much damage is done to your bones now. And when I did my research, when people aren't getting calcium to their bones, what happens is your bones start to look like a sponge over time. They look literally like they got all these holes in them. And that's why over time you get susceptible to bone breakage and stuff like that. So it was disappointing for me and my family, and people realized I was I was actually pissed. I was pissed that I had this in my blood for 10 years. People weren't listening to me, nobody, and it was just, oh, maybe we should check your thyroid, just like a throw-out conversation one day. And then to find out, she said for that lump to have been that large, that was there for a very long time. Like, that surgeon phoned me at home on a Sunday, and she said, I'm sorry you were misdiagnosed. She said, I'm not part of that, and I can't apologize in that regard, but I'm sorry that you were misdiagnosed. So what I can tell you with the CBD oils that I'm taking from CTFO, testimonials are pouring in. They're amazing. People think that this market is, kind of growing. Well, just the group, the independent associate group that I joined and became a part of, they've done over $1 million in sales since the 20th of January. Like, this is just one group in the company has done over $1 million in sales with all of us, trying the CBD oils. So I've been doing the spray. This morning I was feeling a little bit tired, and I did the energy spray, and now I'm feeling really quite energetic. And this is a Sunday, and I've been up at 8 o'clock, 8:10 every day since I slept for 8 hours the other night, and I have literally not been up. I don't get up that early because I don't sleep. I might not be be sleeping anymore, but I don't even get up because I get up, and if I do, I go to my kitchen. I got a big friggin' ice pack, and I go back to my bed and I lie on my ice pack almost every day. And then I go and I watch an hour of home renovation shows, and then finally my brain starts to come up to life. So I am going to be doing a talk on my Facebook page on Tuesday night, and we're going to talk about why CBD oils are not all created equal, because that's going to be something in the market that people want to understand. When it's like anything, do you drive a Hyundai or do you drive a Lexus? There's a reason they're different. There's a reason they cost different. There's a massive difference between a Hyundai and a Lexus. But what I can tell you is, when you learn that the quality of the oil, the extraction, how it's extracted, are they using heat? Are they using organic hemp? Are they doing all of this stuff? Is going to make a big difference to the quality that you're putting in your body, and the quality is going to determine the outcome. So, when I looked, like, I just went looking yesterday to see something similar, and I found a company that sells, it was 1,000 milligram oil, 15 mils, 1,000 milligrams, and it was $60 on sale, US. And so that would mean 30 mils, which is what are in the bottles that I have, this company provides, is 1,500 milligrams for $99 US. So there's 500 more milligrams, and to get the 100 or the 30 milliliter thingy was 120 from this company, and that was on sale. So I'm very comfortable with the price point of these products. I have people that are reaching out and asking me about arthritis, and one other thing that's really coming up, and I really want to encourage people to consider this. There's a lot of people struggling with addictions right now, and there's a large amount of them that are children, kids. To me, a child, 16, 17, 8, that's a kid. That's a child to me still. I mean, they're getting to be a grown child, but they're and I have, it breaks my heart, the amount of people that are having their kids that are taking meth, that are on fentanyl, that are taking, doing the crack, doing all of this stuff, and they're struggling with coming off of it, and they haven't even left high school yet. And one thing that has a very big effect, and there's another video I've been watching, actually at that the gentleman I just told you about, Philip Lair, his video is called about, it's about the CBD oil and how it helps addiction, and how the things that affect the synapses in our brain and stuff. And that's why I don't want to start getting too much into that discussion, because I really don't understand it, and half the time I don't remember it 5 minutes later. So that's something I'm hoping will improve over time. Hey, Clancy. Hi, Art. So I just want to see if there's anything. I really kind of wanted to find that one. Let me just see if I can find it. I don't know where it is. Anyways, he literally apologizes for being, living in that medical doctor version of not looking at anything alternative and stuff like that. And, he says this has been kept or suppressed. I'm not sure what word he uses, from us for at least 70 years. But he says that this value of this medicine, this plant, has been known for 3,000 years, and it used to be in kits for veterans when they were at war, because it brought their anxiety down. It helped them sleep. And now they're going on opioids in the United States, and they're having trouble getting CBD oils, or they at least were. Now, since 2014, when they moved it and classified it differently, not the THC, the CBD, I get asked almost every day, do I need a prescription for this? You do not for this product. This product is a CBD oil. It has trace levels THC in it. And what they look for to have it qualified as industrial hemp is it has to be 0.3% or less to be classified non-THC. And a THC plant actually starts from, the THC comes at 5%. And now the way they're making these strains, which are, can almost take you into form of psychedelics, the strains are getting so powerful, and just smoking the marijuana and the THC, they can be as high as 20%. And there is a value to THC, but you do need a medical prescription if you're looking for the THC. And so somebody said, well, I do want some of the THC. But I would tell you then, you might want to try these CBD oils and then add your THC in from your medical prescription and use that. I was not finding any relief from the THC, and to be frank, I wasn't finding any relief from any of the stuff that I was trying with the edibles. And I've put out a bit of money in the last year trying these things. I've drove to Saskatoon, I've driven to Regina, I've visited, I've asked lots of questions. That's who I am by nature, and I also am going to put this in my body, so I want to understand it. But a lot of them just aren't versed, and they're getting their stuff from all over the place. So you really do want to know, where is it being manufactured? How's it being manufactured? Is it high quality hemp, organic, non-GMO, all of those things, that are important to people, and that are really important for a lot of people, especially that are conscious about what's going in their body. So I just want to say thank you, and thanks for the inquiries and stuff, and I will keep you guys in the loop. But the fact that I've slept without a sleeping pill, I don't know, however many nights, I think maybe it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, what day is it? Sunday, so 4 or 5 nights. I haven't taken any sleeping pills. I was walking around my house yesterday, and I was like, wow, I can't believe my legs don't hurt. I do notice that as the day goes on, the pain kind of elevates. So that's what I've been microdosing about. I take maybe every 6 hours. I've been taking drops to try to let it start to really go into my system. And when you've been through something, like if you're someone like me that's had those surgeries and has cancer and has had radiation, I refused the chemo, but I did do radiation in my second cancer, and I can tell you I wasn't spoken very well to, period, when I didn't do chemo. I think I spoke about this before. I mean, I was called stupid from my doctors. I was told good luck with that. It's not comforting when you're making a massive decision like that in your life, and your medical support isn't on board with you, because you don't want to put that in your body. But when I went through my cancer, I did a lot of research, and there was a private study, it might even have been in Canada, if not it was in the United States, that over 80% of oncologists in a private study said that they would not do the chemotherapy that they actually recommended that people do, that they were putting into people's body. And the real big kicker in the United States is they actually were making money on the chemotherapy drugs, and they were getting them, like a rep would come in and say, well, hey, we've got these ones on sale, and if surgeons or oncologists were promoting drugs that weren't even necessarily the right drugs. So if you want to get me fired up about something, you can talk to me about that stuff, because I was disgusted. I was disgusted with so much of what I heard. And I know that one day that I was in the one doctor's office, and she said, you're stupid if you don't do this. And I said, you know what, lady, you have at that and put that shit in your body all all day long. You go right ahead and I'll just let you know where to send my file. I've never seen that doctor ever again. I don't need to be spoken like that when I'm making a decision that potentially chemo it extends life. A lot of people don't live through the chemo. I had breast cancer. I had a tumor. I was like, let's just take out the tumor. I told you guys this in another video. They wanted me to do 6 months. They wanted me to do chemo to what they described as shrink the tumor. Then they wanted me to do the surgery. Then they wanted me to do radiation. And then they wanted me to do more chemo. That was 6 months it was going to take to put all of that, annihilate my immune system. I told them that the second time I said, I have a naturopath, so you have to work with my naturopath. And, well, I don't even know why you need a naturopath. And I said, well, maybe you're willing to put all that shit into your system and affect your immune system while doing nothing to boost it. But I'm not. So if you have trouble with that, I'll just get another oncologist, radiation oncologist. Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. I'll work with your naturopath. The actual chemo doctor that came in, because there's 2 different oncologists. And I said to her, I don't even know why we're meeting. I have told them I'm not doing chemo. She was really rude to me. She got up. She actually slammed the door on the way out. It was as if she took it completely and totally personal, that I wasn't going to fill her pocket with whatever she gets for putting the chemo. I don't know if they get paid in Canada or not, but by then I knew the information from the US. And I just, and then she wasn't even willing to have a discussion. She didn't even want to discuss it with me, but I did have to sign off on all sorts of documents so that I couldn't sue them if I died of cancer because I didn't do the chemo. So yeah, that's whatever. People cover their butts. That's human nature. So I think that's all I'm going to, if you guys go to facebook.com/CBD Wealth, I'm going to do my talk there on Tuesday night. I'm thinking maybe I'll hopefully maybe have somebody with me for that. They haven't been able to confirm yet, but we're going to talk on that specific time about why CBD oils are not all created equal and the importance of taking something that is quality and then just provide more information. So I am, this is like the 3rd or 4th video I've done in a week, so that would actually tell you I must be feeling at least somewhat better, because before I couldn't even hardly sit up in my chair for months. And it was getting depressing. I was going into quite a depression. I was getting very hermited. My friends don't see me. I kept telling them, don't take it personal. Nobody sees me. You know, people are writing, are you okay? Do you want to stop by? Do you need anything? And it's not that. It's just, I'm just one of those people that if I don't feel good, I don't tend to take that out into the world. So, and I do appreciate all the support that I have been offered and given. And I'm really excited for other people that have been ordering the oils, because if I'm having this much of a response in a matter of those days, you know, a week, then I'm really excited for other people. And I do want to let you guys know that you want to do some research if you have somebody in your life that's struggling with addictions or kids that are trying to come off the drugs, because it has a huge science behind why it does, because it does stuff to the neural pathways in the brain, and it does something about, you know, that, I guess it's kind of like that where we want to have the sugar high or whatever. It's doing something to the, I'm not a doctor, I can't repeat it. I can put videos up for everybody to go look. And there's so many videos out there. I go to YouTube and would find a lot of them are Wistia, and I think it's Wistia. And I look mostly for medical science. There's lots of people on YouTube that are, you know, doing like video like I am and telling you about their story, but that's not the science behind it. That's not the actual understanding of the oils, the hemp, the endocannabinoid system that they found in our body. And one of the videos I was watching says what they're finding is there's a lot of us with what they call an endocannabinoid deficiency. And with that deficiency, then there's all these things that are happening to us. And the oil, the CBD oil, no THC, no prescription, no doctor's visit, no nothing. And you can get this other places. I'm just really excited about the place I'm getting them from, because when I wanted that high quality CBD oil, because I'd already tried stuff from the dispensaries. And it's kind of difficult when you know, spend $6 a capsule on something. You can't do that. Like 2 times a day, $12 times 30 days. I mean, sorry, I don't know what you guys do for a living, but it wasn't easy for me to keep up with. That's for damn sure, in addition to other things. So God bless. Thank you for coming to the video. If you guys have any questions, definitely, private message me or anything like that. And the best place to really learn about this particular company is to go to my link and find out, get a free account, because it's like joining Amazon or joining Kijiji or joining Groupon or whatever. There's no requirement. You're not, there's no credit card required. The only time you ever have to provide payment is because you're actually ordering a product. But when you get in there, you have a back office, and that back office is showing all the things that the company has for us to look at as associates and as customers. And they're doing some really great independent studies to show the CBD oil that's in their product. Here's the minimum that's required. They're exceeding it. And that's good to know, because that's the one thing. And I do know, I was listening to this thing the other day, and they were talking about how much of our hemp, because hemp was so suppressed in the United States and Canada, it was coming from overseas, and the quality of the hemp was very poor, but it was building this CBD industry. And it was part of the reason people aren't getting the results that they want, because the quality of the product just wasn't there. It's kind of like Melaleuca. I tell people, very seriously, if you want high-grade tea tree oil, you don't buy it at the grocery store. You buy it from Melaleuca, the company, who uses high-grade CBD tea tree oils, extracted properly and all of that. And, that company, I got a paycheck from Melaleuca for 15 years, literally 12 months of the year for 15 years. And people don't reorder nothing over that length of time that we're not happy with. And so that's one of the things that's really, it's nice to have a place where when you're going to put your product order in, whether you do it monthly, bi-week, quarterly, or whatever, yearly in the quarter or whatever, because there's no requirement here for you. There's no minimum for you to order or nothing. But that when you're going to get your oils, they're going to come from a good manufacturing facility. They're going to be high quality. They're going to be priced properly, and all of that. That's what matters to me, and certainly I think it matters to a lot of other people. So God bless everybody. Have a great afternoon, and maybe we'll see you on Tuesday evening. Ciao for now. Now to turn this off.